Yo, GMS family. What's going on? Hey, we in here. Look, man. It's a little bit different on the screen at the moment, but that's because we have a special guest today joining the GMS show. Now, this guy's had me on his podcast several times. I feel like it's only right, it's only respectful that I return that gesture and have him on my show. And we gonna do it in the way where, like I like to do when I do these interviews, I like to get to know motherfuckers. So we gonna do this as the AP interview. We gonna get to know who AP is of the 3Gs podcast and of the Player for Life show on YouTube. He has two channels, if you didn't know. 3Gs podcast. Shout out to motherfucking Pac G and the Player for Life. If you want to subscribe to both of those, you should subscribe to both of those because both of those got good game being kicked at you to the motherfucking dome. So go ahead and do that shit right now. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the man of the hour, motherfucking AP. What's happening, brother?
What's up, pimp?
Hey.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We finally got this popping off, man. So, you know, first and foremost, man, appreciate you for having me on y'all show and, you know, reaching out and, you know, motherfucking showing love as you always do, man. That's very respectful, man. So I thank you for doing that, man.
You helped us, brother. You a genuine cat, and we recognize that. It was a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I'm, you know, anytime y'all motherfuckers want me on, man, I'm here, man. And motherfuckers come to this motherfucking show whenever you want, man, and I'll be happy to have you motherfuckers. So what I want to do is I want to start from the soil, from where AP came from, when you grew up. What was your family life like? I want to know what that was like, because a lot of that builds who we are today.
Okay, well, for those that might be in Milwaukee that end up hearing this, I grew up 2206 North 42nd in Garfield. Now, that may not mean nothing to nobody else, but those in Milwaukee understand that 42nd and Garfield, the 2200 block, was Iraq. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, because I grew up, I'm an 80s baby. By the late 80s in my early childhood, and I'm outside playing cans, you may witness things just being outside at that time. So
Yeah.
that was my initiation to the world.
Okay.
You know, I grew up with a black father, a white mother. Mm-hmm. To put that in perspective, my black father is actually very militant and pro-black, believe it or not. But he's a very dark-skinned man.
Yeah.
And he ended up with a white woman. And now in that era, black women weren't too fond of very dark-skinned men. He was married to two black women before my mother. He ended up dating my mom, and they got together and they had a couple kids. I have a sister that was from his previous relationship. So I grew up with dark black siblings. I grew up with mixed siblings. I grew up with, you know, just two perspectives of life already.
Right.
Dead smack in the ghetto. So that's step one.
Right.
You know, I'll let you guide me through this conversation though, bro.
See, well, that's the thing, you know, that helps build character, right? Like, you have these different situations, you start seeing things differently, not like the usual person who has the regular, like, yo, we got, you know, mom and dad, and then they have kids, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? There's people that have kids before they meet somebody, all types of shit. You have a blended ass family. You got step brother or half brothers and half sisters type shit. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of helps build character. So, like, with them, what was some of the things that your father taught you when you were growing up? Things that you still use and apply to today?
I don't want to keep harping on the race part, but I remember this is an odd conversation to have with a kid.
Yeah.
And I want to at least bring it up. I remember real early, he said, black people ain't going to like you. White people ain't going to like you. But these women are gonna like you. I don't know what. I believe his viewpoint of my mixed race. That's something he wanted to start me off with, understanding that I won't be fully accepted, and that's just the way it was gonna be. You understand?
Yeah. Yep.
I never searched or looked to be accepted. I just did me with that in my mind, with that in the back of my mind. I just did me.
Yeah.
And another thing he showed me or taught me was he was a hardworking man. And you know, I don't want to belittle my pops because he had his issues and they were extreme. But all while he had his issues, he stayed working. He worked for the Postal Service as a supervisor till retirement.
Yeah.
While on drugs, while, you know, doing what men do. You understand?
Yeah.
So,
Facts.
you know, in light of that, I still was able to see what it was for a man to get up in the morning, put a dress shirt on, a tie, tucked in, cologne, you know, clean, and head off to work every day. And that's what built some of my perspective on working. And I'm sure we're going to get to that point eventually too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So other than a man should take care of himself and his family, a man should work every day. And him giving me an idea that this world is racist, those were some of the earliest things my pops taught me.
And that's something that's very important when you deal with something that's having a black dad and a white mom. You know, like you said, it's different when the person who is black in an interracial relationship is real militant and real pro-black and really about that shit, because often we see a lot of niggas fall victim to being so conditioned to the fact that they don't even want to, you know, teach their kids anything that's about themselves or any real shit. Like, yo, you're gonna have to watch for the police. You're gonna have to watch for black dudes and white dudes. You're gonna have to watch. They really don't know how to navigate them kids, and they kids grow up clueless as fuck, trying to talk to somebody like us, and we looking at them like, your dad or your mom ain't teach you this shit, or you sitting up here like you just didn't get it. So it was a good thing that your dad did shit like that to make sure that he let you know what the fuck you had facing towards you. I think a lot of kids got fucked up that way because their parents tried to shield them from a lot of shit. And then when they got older, they got fucked up. So you knew how to maneuver through shit like that. What about your mom?
My mom, and if I wish Pac G knows my mother well.
Yeah.
And she is like everybody mama. Both of my parents I should say that about their parents too.
Uh-huh.
All of my childhood homies, our parents all embraced us all. So my mother, being a white woman, was not a white woman who tried to act black. Mm-hmm. But she also was a white woman who felt very comfortable and at home around black people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So she didn't try to be something different. And my father he ran the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in spite of her being white, she was one of them cool, easy to be around white women who didn't make it seem like she stuck out like a sore thumb, you know?
Yeah.
Because we was primarily around 99% black people other than her and my grandmother.
Right.
You know? And that plays a big part on it because I have other friends who are mixed also, and they had a different experience.
Right.
You know, I have black friends who grew up in a different environment, and they had a different experience. But my mother, she went along with the program, not I wouldn't say submissive, but she was old school. So Pops ran the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like most situations like that it's a different time. Some people
And
still
then
do
they
the same
said,
thing.
my pops passed away a few years ago, but my mother is in her 70s. He would have been in his 70s. So just that old school upbringing.
Yeah.
Even if your father wasn't on shit,
Yeah.
he still ran the goddamn
Right.
show.
That's what I was gonna say. It was a different time back then. It was like, I'm still the man. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm the man of this motherfucker.
That's what I grew up with.
So you said you had siblings?
Yeah, my oldest sister passed away some years back. That was from my father, his first daughter. I have an older brother in his 50s. I got a brother older than me by 3 years. That's SP. We speak on him sometime because he was right there in the mix with us.
Right.
And I got a little sister. And my little sister is right up under me, you know. Right. And she done got us in a lot of things too, just by being so close to us. So that was the crew right there.
Okay, so how was your relationship with them?
We all solid. And I think we the way our neighborhood, each neighborhood I grew up in, the households were all welcoming to the neighborhood. So even though my sister's in the house, 3 other neighborhood girls are in the house. Yeah. Even though my brothers are in the house, 4 other neighborhood males are in the house. So we literally grew up, our neighborhood grew up like brothers and sisters or cousins at least. You know, I would eat at other people's house. I would fall asleep at my other friend's house. He would be eating at my house. And so even though I had siblings, I didn't have to hang with them. Right. We had enough other people to do our own thing with, you know? So we didn't have to bicker and fight with each other. We come together when we come together and we ride together, but me and my brother ain't best friends, but we tight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me and my sister is tight. That's what I'm trying to express, that we kind of
still have your tight own as individualities and shit.
Correct. And we do our own thing even though we together, if that makes sense.
Which is a great segue, because my next question was going to be, so how were you growing up as far as like, because I feel like some of the most craziest years come when you like coming out of like middle school, you start going into high school and shit like that. But how was the school life for you and your friends? Like, what was the type of shit you got into?
Man, I had multiple lives, and I think this is the truth about everybody, whether they admit it or not. When you was on our last show, we talked about different movies and all that. I talked about Juice and how I related to it. The same way we were extreme young men, we were silly and goofy as hell too. Right. So I had friends that I'd play on a damn swing set and tot lot with. Then I had another friends who I'm rolling blunts and trying to sell drugs and pull robberies. Right. 13 years old. Mm-hmm. 1 minute you want to ride bikes, the next minute you want to kick in somebody's door. Right. So this was our, you know, and you have friends for different things. I always played baseball. I got friends I go meet up and we play sandlot ball or batting practice. And then literally we go smoke. And then those that don't shoot dice, they go somewhere else. The other ones go shoot dice. Right. You know, so it was all encompassing.
So like, I understand what you mean by that. Because me being the person that I am and how I grew up with my family, the type of person my mom was, you know, I was the type of person that, like you said, I had my friends that I would just kick it with, do cool shit with, never got into no trouble type shit. And all of a sudden I had my friends over here where motherfuckers was trying to go through niggas' cars and car shop and trying to go through the neighborhood and trying to take people's shit for no reason. Like, it was just that type of shit. And like you said, it was like a double life thing. You know what I mean? You still growing up trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know this life shit. You just trying to do some wild ass shit, and motherfuckers just wanted to be rebels.
I wonder how much of that is just, you know, nature for a young man to have that adolescent stage where he just want to see what he can get away with.
Well, they kind of throw us out here like that. You know what I mean? Just from the stigma of just growing up and trying to become a man, you know, people don't really try to guide you the way that you need to be. They kind of leave it to you to kind of figure it out. Yeah, you know you have your parents that'll teach you some shit, but they ain't gonna be there while you outside all the time with your friends. You don't know what your friends' parents done taught them. You know, you start getting into other shit, like you said. Next thing you know, you try to kick down somebody's door. You didn't just think of that. That's not something you were just trying to do. That was something that the particular friend group you were in were trying to do, and you wanted to kind of follow behind them at the same time, kind of get validation.
You know, another problem was back in them times. My parents' generation grew up playing outside, grew up kind of, you know, going on adventures and coming back home at a certain time. Yeah. So they thought it was okay to let me and my peers go outside. But my peers were subjected to, a new form of rap, a new form of imagery on television. Mm-hmm. So, we had a whole nother agenda when we went to go play. And because, like I said, we all grew up together, my parents knew my friends. They remember when we were some little geeky ass kids. Because in your parents' mind, they like, who, little dude? They ain't on nothing. They just playing basketball in the alley. Exactly. Little dude got a gun. Exactly. Little dude want to go hit the store up. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to, again, I don't want to take the blame away from myself, man, because that was the era, dog. And we got set up.
It's a choice.
We got set up, man. Yeah. In the inner cities.
Yeah, like if it's your surroundings and the shit that you are basically subjected to.
I think me and all my homies, if you would have took away the rap influence, took away some of the movie imagery and the drugs, we would have all played football or basketball all day till the sun went down.
Yeah.
No one would have wanted to go do this or do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was available to us.
So with that, did trouble follow?
Of course.
So what kind of...
you reap what you sow in life. If you reap positivity, if you sow positivity, you'll reap positivity. We was on bullshit.
What type of fuck shit did you get into?
Say that again. I didn't hear the question.
What type of fuck shit did you get into?
If it can be done, it's probably been done.
So the repercussions from those, what was the things that you learned from those instances? Did motherfuckers get jammed up? Did the boys hem y'all up? Did y'all get locked up? What happened from that point? What was it that changed your view on trying to do shit like that?
Well, we all lost. So let me break that down, how we all lost. Some of them did die. Mm-hmm. Some of them did murder and go to jail for murder. Some of them sold drugs and went to jail for drugs or other crimes associated. Some of them went in jail for home invasion, robbery, and things of that nature. I have no felonies. The last time that I was even facing any charges was in like 2004, I think, or 2003. Was it was for reckless endangerment and then carrying a concealed weapon when they picked me up. Mm-hmm. And that was only a possible year, but I got cleared of that with a lawyer. But the point is, I lost in a different way. Even though I didn't get a felony or go to jail for any significant time, and even though I'm still alive, how I lost was I wasted some of the best years of my life that I should have been growing in a way that nothing could have been taken from me.
Yeah.
I can never get that time back.
Right.
So a lot of men that glorify those kind of things, they never tell you that everybody lose. Every last person who engage in bullshit like that lose. And so now I had to restart my life at least 3 times.
Yeah. So
and look at Big Meech.
Yeah.
Probably did it on one of the top levels that this country has ever seen as far as what the rappers preach about or teach about. He lost 30 years of his life.
Yep.
And the money. Everybody lose, bro. So we all lost. All of them.
And if you don't think 30 years of your life, like motherfuckers be like, man, he'll be out with his family soon. Nah, man, you lost a lot of time. No matter how many visits, no matter how much your family love you, you are not going to be able to adjust to this new world the way that it is right now. And I think it's just advanced way too. Anybody that has been locked up for the past 20, 30 years, it's going to be hard to get back into the society, bro.
Imagine getting home and your dick don't work no more. Oh,
and
you just laid up. You just laid up with men for 30 years and you get home and you can't even entertain no woman.
I don't know what it's like, man. I don't even know what the fuck coochie feel like.
Look, man, it's better to be broke in a tent with laid up with something.
Look, man. Look, man. And that's another fuck. That's something that a lot of people don't even think about. You could be a motherfucker out here that love pussy, but be out here doing some crazy shit, get locked up for X amount of years. Do you understand how fucked up you will be behind them bars?
Let me tell you one more thing before we get off of that. How short-lived the thrill of that lifestyle is.
Oh, man.
Anybody that ever bought a really nice car, you feel good for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And after 6 months, you start thinking, man, I seen somebody with something better. Now I want something better. Now I don't even appreciate this 500, or I don't appreciate this, truck or whatever you done picked up for yourself. You don't even appreciate it no more because you see somebody with something better.
Because it was truly deep down something they didn't actually want. It was something that somebody else wanted, and they wanted what they wanted. They didn't want what they actually wanted for themselves. They wanted what that person had.
Or we believe the lie that when you have those things, all your other problems go away.
Money can never do that. No materialistic shit could ever do that.
Let me drop this gem because I learned this too. It was an RIP to Michael Locklear. That's my kid's grandfather. One of my baby mama's fathers. He said the most valuable thing in this world is time and health.
Yep.
He said to own your own time is what wealth is. When you don't have to worry about how you gonna make money or make ends meet or feed yourself, you the wealthiest person on the earth. So since I heard that, probably at my mid-20s, my whole focus been trying to get to the point where I own my own time.
Yeah.
And I hopefully, God willing, I'm healthy enough to enjoy myself.
Right.
And then when you put it in that perspective, don't nothing else really matter.
No, that's
if you rich as shit and you got ailments, you can't enjoy the money. Just like the guy who got out of jail after 30 years and can't have sex. What about the man that's rich as shit and all the women want him, but he's impotent? It all go back to the P.
it all go
back to the P.
For real. That really is too. A lot of motherfuckers feel like they can get rich and then they'll have everything that they want, but you can't fix depression with money. Motherfuckers will fucking go crazy and think, nah, man, I got millions, I'm good.
That's still health. Mental health, physical health.
Yeah.
So health and your time, which you can't get back and you can't buy more of, is the most valuable assets in the world. Health and time.
Yeah, how you gonna be rich? How you gonna enjoy the shit that you worked hard for if you out here fucked up and about to die? Like that's what I tell motherfuckers that shit all the time. Like in the bigger scheme of things, we care so much about money and materialistic shit that we forget that we live on a whole living ass planet. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck we gonna be living and doing everything we want to do and fulfill our dreams and goals and shit if we ain't got no planet to live on? You know what I'm saying? Like, first and foremost, we got to live on this motherfucker first, right?
Facts.
And then we have to do everything else. So it's like motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about trying to protect this motherfucker, like, it's weird. Like, motherfuckers try to make it a hippie thing. Motherfuckers try to make it a weird fucking, I don't know what the fuck they try to make it. But when you really think about it, man, if this bitch blow the fuck up, nigga, what the fuck did you do any of this shit for? You know what I'm saying?
How about you simplify it by explaining it as if you living in a house.
Right.
Why wouldn't you make sure that house is maintained and taken care of? Why wouldn't you make sure it's clean?
Niggas got dirty ass houses out there.
There you go.
A lot of niggas
so
got
they don't give a fuck about
house.
their house. They damn sure don't give a fuck about the planet.
For real, man. And that's
real.
That's
I guess shit. Let me shut up.
That's how motherfuckers been built. I've seen it a lot. Motherfuckers be man. But anyway. So certain things that happen as far as like you getting into in different troubles and you figuring out, all right, look, this is a losing game. It's a lose-lose situation. I need to change what it is that I'm doing. No matter, regardless of if it means taking my friends with me or not, I got to make sure that I do shit the right way and I make sure that I'm functioning the right way. So what is it that at this point, when you realize that, what is the change that you make? What is it that clicks in your mind? Like, what road are you trying to head down now?
Well, legitimate is the only way to get money.
Yep.
Fair trade. You know what I'm saying? Giving a service for the money, or giving an equal trade, or getting your money legitimately, number one, is the only way to go, in my opinion. And once I learned that, because you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay. So crime don't pay. Let me just start there. Crime don't pay. Cheating on your taxes don't pay. Trying to get over on some extra W-2, these like these loans they giving out. Do your shit legit and square. Yeah, exactly.
The PPP loan.
So again, not to be cliche or corny, which I love to be also. I'm a corny motherfucker. Slow and steady win the race.
Yeah. A lot of people want shit right away.
Let me say this about, I don't mean to take over. I just want to say
do
this.
your thing.
And I'm try to illustrate it. Slow and steady might gradually take you to a certain place in life.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, while you doing that slow, gradual climb, you might get some guys that's kind of look like they up there.
Yeah.
They got a few spikes in their life. But they also got a lot of lows in their life. If you just keep it cool and keep it steady and just be patient, you're going to constantly grow, take very minimal falls, if any.
Yeah.
And you can enjoy each step. Every level of life you comfortable in, because there's not a lot of deep lows.
You think a lot of people
I personally feel like I'd rather take this cool, steady road than gamble on high spikes and high lows.
Do you think people feel like the fact that, do you think people feel like social media has been something nowadays that has deterred people from wanting the slow and steady wins the race because of everything that they see now? They see everybody living this life. They see everybody got this. They want to attain the same things, but they don't want to wait, or they don't want to really, like I said, if you really willing to put the work into something, then it's not an overnight thing. You got to put in the work. But a lot of people want to attain some shit right away. So do you think social media has played a big role in that, like what you were just saying?
It appears that it did, only because it's a new part of our life. But I honestly can say, before social media, before we had phones that flip open, we was on that same bullshit. And anybody old act like this some new shit, and you young niggas are this, and you young niggas that. Nigga, your old ass was on the same bullshit.
Hustling, trying to get it quick.
Wanting it fast.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wanting it fast.
Sure.
Prostitution was at its height in the fucking 50s and 60s. Who was they trying to do it for?
That's a fact.
But they'll say survival. There wasn't ready-made jobs and legitimate things. What it is we find our validation in things.
Yeah.
And until we learn to find validation in health and freedom and free time and loved ones, we're going to keep being on this circle or this cycle. It don't matter what they come out with next. It's going to look like it's a new thing, but there's nothing new under the sun. Yeah. They was going to war 100, 200 years ago because they thought somebody was living better than them. You know what I'm saying?
That's another fact. That's why people be bringing up the oil shit when it comes to going overseas to go to war in places like Iraq and Iran and all that shit. People try to talk about the benefits of why they trying to do it. It's not because motherfuckers is trying to have some type of moral high ground with some shit. Motherfuckers is greedy. That's what the fuck is going on.
I'm greedy too, but I learned in my life that the love of money will cause you to do some things where you're going to end up with no money and some other shit you got to worry about now.
See, I just read
it's like a bad relationship with a woman. You in a bad relationship with a woman when you love money. It ain't gonna love you back, motherfucker, until you learn to appreciate it and deal with the right kind of money, which is legit money.
The right way.
take care of it, nurture it, watch it grow,
Right.
you're going to be fucked up out here.
Well, see, Hazel Eyes says many people only post their highs on social media. How often do you see people truly transparent and post their high highs and their high lows, as AP put it? A lot of people don't. Nobody really does because they want to give that. It's an illusion at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like OG comedian said. Damn, why I forget? I can't. Deion Cole. You know, he during one of his last specials, he talked about how people be paying attention to social media, and you see how these people living their lives. He's like, that one post that you saw them living their best life, it probably took them 10, 20 takes just to fucking do that one take. Like, a lot of people really be doing shit like that because they want to give off that illusion that they just so hype, when really motherfuckers just be sitting there taking videos all day, and then after that everybody just be sitting on their phones with music playing and a fucking drink in their hand. Like, ain't no real interaction. Ain't no real fun.
They can make a party look like it was lit.
Yeah.
But everybody that was there just was on their phone like this, quiet as a mouse.
That's how parties are nowadays. So in the time of figuring all this out, now you have the mindset of somebody who wants to win and don't want to have nothing break that train of thought. So now you want to get out here and do the slow and steady wins the race, build your money up, hustle the right way, get it legit. What was some of the first things you did to take those steps forward? What was some of your legit avenues or things that you decided to do?
I always worked.
Yeah.
Okay. Even when I was in getting street money, I worked. I had a job before I had a pack. I used my job money to get a pack.
Right.
And what I noticed was all my working money came on the day that it was supposed to come. All of my illegitimate money, high highs and low lows, was so sporadic that I was spinning my wheels for nothing. I was just like every single drug dealer or criminal, every one of them, all of them.
Yeah.
They all, it's off and it all balanced out to zero. But all the legitimate hustles that I seen, it's only a gradual climb. And one day they 35 or I'm 38. One day they 38 and they on millions. And me, I'm happy with a couple 100,000.
Yeah.
But I should be where they at.
Right.
So it happens to be where, you know, I learned that my job money never failed me.
Yeah.
Sometimes people say, man, you don't get enough. No, you want too much. You blowing your check on shit you don't need. That's going to sit in the closet or under the bed or on your dresser while you at work, motherfucker. Until your money going to something. But this feel good, my brother. It feel good while you at work, and that money, instead of you invested in glasses and shoes and this and that, when that money working while you working, you can call your money. You can go look on your bank like, shit, my money working. I'm working. Something just hit my account. I'm at work. We all working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The book that people mention but haven't read is The Richest Man in Babylon. The whole message is make your money work for you. It's set in the
Richest Man in Babylon?
The Richest Man in Babylon. It's set in the old time, you know, pyramid time. So the concept has always been the way wealthy people get wealthy and stay wealthy.
Right.
Simply investing your money. Then when you invest enough money, you're worth a certain amount of money. You can have zero in your pocket, but your signature, due to the assets that you have, might say, oh, AP is worth blah, blah, blah. What would you like? I want this Lambo. Here you go. No money down. Here go the keys.
Because they know you got it, or you know, or they see that you worth that much.
Yes.
So you could
that means,
have it.
That
you might have
means if
it.
you don't got our money, we gonna get our money somehow because
Right.
you worth so much.
Exactly.
You
That's
did?
why a lot of the time people get the first thing motherfuckers want to come for is your assets because they know you probably ain't got the cash. So
That's the only thing they know they can collect on.
Yeah. And they could actually make something back from.
That's the world we living in. When people, that's why the money phone and Jay-Z try to give you game is the dumbest shit in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's why all of the street mentality niggas, the Boosies and the other ignorant niggas, nigga, I do what I want with my fucking money. Why you lying to these kids, fool? Because you invest. You put your money somewhere else.
You seen them Boosie noodles and the motherfucking all that shit?
But what you tell the kids, though?
Put the money up to your motherfucking ear and let everybody know you stunting and you flexing on their ass. That's what the fuck they want. That's what I'm talking about, that illusion.
That's why I don't respect celebrities, and that's why what the dude Kwame Brown doing right now, it touched me because that always been my mindset.
Yeah.
I never respected dudes around me that was supposed to be having money. I used to be like, I know him.
Right.
Y'all don't know him. And if y'all think he the shit, be down.
Right.
But I know him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not impressed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it be guys who don't have it, but they show bluff real good. And, but back in the day, it was actually better because it kept the eyes off of the people who had weight.
Yeah.
So the cat that had weight, go ahead, go on with your fool ass then. Go on, be hot as you want.
do your thing, man. Make all the bread you want. It's cool.
It's taking the light off of the people that move different. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nah, I trust me. And that's the thing. When you start realizing how to move out here, shit starts kind of coming to you naturally and starts moving smoothly. So since you knew how to maneuver through this game in a legitimate way, and also try to find other ways to not just, hey, I'm not just gonna make this income from my job. I got to try to find income from other places. That's it. That's what built your mentality of how to move, and you want to do shit legit and actually try to not necessarily preach, but just teach other people, specifically the youth, on how that shit is not lame. It don't make you not tough. It don't make you soft. None of that shit. To actually go ahead, do what you need to do what you can do, all these different avenues for you to actually make some money and actually save it and not do the extra shit, because a lot of people also, like you said, people will make some money and put the work in but mismanage their fucking money and spend it on other shit.
Well, again, that's why I'm mad. Okay? I'm fucking mad. Okay?
Yeah.
So me trying to teach people right or say what I believe to be right now, it's only because I'm mad than a motherfucker that I wasted some really good years with a lie. So I refuse to lie to people about something I know is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I had an entrepreneurial mind as a kid. I took the job money and tried to flip it. Why didn't nobody tell me that I could have bought some products or some type of anything else? Let me tell you one block I was on where the gas station was blocks and blocks and blocks away.
Yeah.
What if instead of me buying drugs, I bought the cigarellos and the blunts and the wraps or I bought a case of squares and I bought some snacks, and I was on the same fucking block selling to all the cats outside all the shit I know they finna go buy anyway. I got it right there.
Yeah.
Now when the FBI, not the FBI, but when the ATF and the SWAT pull up, what kind of jail time I'm finna get for these Coca-Colas, not cocaine. I got these Coca-Colas, some bottled water, some wraps, some blunts, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That they don't know I'm selling. I'm just saying there was things that could have been done if we knew better. But one other thing that I think keep people from having that mindset is a lot of us are really cowards, man. And when I mean coward is the thing that scare young black kids the most, or young inner city kids the most, is we're afraid that we don't know enough to compete with other cultures. We so fucking we fearless when it come to killing each other or fighting each other or robbing a bank and shit. but we are cowards when it comes to just learning what we think everybody else know. Like it takes some high intelligence to learn what they know, when honestly, it's simple shit.
Yeah.
We just afraid.
I would say, yeah, it's the conditioning of it all. It goes back to the time when motherfuckers were stopping motherfuckers from trying to read because they didn't want us to be smart. And then when you get conditioned to the point where years later you start to get in the habit of not, learning everything or knowing everything that somebody else did, motherfuckers aren't trying to stop you from going to the same school. Then we get to later on in the years when motherfuckers now are falling into the roles of majority of motherfuckers is out here trying to get it the fast way, trying to hustle, trying to get everything the fast way, trying to sit up here and worry about the fact that they are missing opportunities and they can't get shit because this other person is quote unquote qualified when they're really not. It's a whole bunch of different factors in it, but at the same time, the conditioning of it all falls down to a person who doesn't, like you said, they don't believe that they can learn the same things as the other race, or even if they could learn it, they don't think that they'd be able to achieve it. But
that's what I felt.
Yeah.
But let me try to correct or antagonize the people real quick.
Go ahead.
You made a point about when it was illegal to read.
Yeah.
I would say that after slavery, not only did black folks excel at reading and learning and academics, and they got their feet in everything.
Right.
You can even get the most country, undeveloped town in probably the early 30s or 40s and get a black man who could barely read or write, and he still was wiser than your average dude today.
Yeah.
So from the time of reading was outlawed, there was a high period where people were learning and things were going fine. The next drop off came when they dangled the carrot of wealth and success in the face of people who were already probably content and happy. If people can go back to contentment and being happy with their needs met, or imagine if we all wore suits. I mean, we just got a suit. As long as it's a tie, as long as it's a suit with a button up, you fly, I'm fly. You clean, I'm clean. You smell good, I smell good. But now that we need to have a $5,000, shirt.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden we can't find happiness. We got the carrot dangled in our face.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now, again, you don't need to be highly educated to make it and do the right thing and make good money legitimately.
Oh no, of course
you
not.
just gotta have a desire to, and the fearlessness to not know what the fuck you doing, to do it without knowing the outcome of it.
I mean,
that's why I said it was fear. People are afraid to try shit.
The nigga that created Facebook stole it.
But he wasn't afraid to try.
Exactly.
He wasn't afraid to steal that shit.
That's what I mean. He was like, fuck that shit. I didn't come up
if
with
y'all
this
not gonna steal this shit, I'm about to steal this shit.
He saw the longevity in the motherfucker. That's what I think a lot of people need to start doing. They need to see the longevity in something and really believe in it and really put the work in to try to achieve what's going on. Because now we are at a time where you can't talk about who's holding you back no more. Can't nobody hold you. The fact that anybody can achieve and get shit done just off their phone. You can promote yourself. You can promote your business. You can start a business. You can become famous. You can sell shit all through your phone. We need to start really using this shit to our advantage. And I think a lot of the thing is white people have been trying to. White people haven't. No, you good. White people have been trying to make it feel like we need to stay in a conditioned place to where we can't achieve the things that we want to achieve. But I'm here to say, and I'm pretty sure AP echoes the same sentiment, ain't nobody holding you back no more. Not at all.
I will say this. Things have been put in your way.
Yep.
Walk around it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't use that as the reason why you say, oh, damn, it's a rock there. Nigga, so what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like,
because guess what? White people have rocks in front of them.
Yeah.
Other cultures have obstacles too. You may have a bit more.
Yep.
Your rock might have some oil on it too.
Yep.
But you still can walk around it. And when you choose not to walk around it, you holding yourself back now. Ain't nobody else stopping.
I think when a lot of people succumb to the feeling of, man, fuck these motherfuckers, and as many as times that they get let down and how many times they have been, their opportunities have been stripped from them unfairly, a lot of things can discourage a lot of people. But the fact that we got to understand, like, we are some of the most resilient and strong motherfuckers on this planet. We haven't
as a whole.
Yeah. And we haven't.
But hold on, let me say this, right?
Yeah.
I don't think people are really being let down. Let me say it better. We be quitting.
You think so?
Every time I didn't achieve the height of something, it's because I quit. What I also been learning over the years is that's that slow and gradual thing that I was talking about. As long as you have the longevity to keep doing it, you're going to be known for that thing. You might not get your wealth or your accolades for it till much later.
Right.
But because you never stopped, that's who you are now. It's a dude in Milwaukee
I can relate to that wholeheartedly.
And you're going to see it happen time and time again.
Yeah,
it's this dude in Milwaukee that used to run up the street. Literally, we all know this dude that from running up, we got a long ass street called Capitol. Yeah. He runs all the way up and down this motherfucker, and he fat. I don't know why the fuck he run every day and he still ain't losing no weight. But we all know him.
Yeah.
We know him because consistently he runs up and down that same street. My point is, when you consistently are doing something that you want or you want to achieve or you want to believe in, you're going to get your just due as long as you don't quit. Too many times people start shit, they quit, and then they use all the excuses in the world why they quit. Don't get mad that you quit.
Yeah.
Because you could have been 2 years from later, you could have got everything you got coming to you. But if it's legitimate, let's say you don't excel. Maybe you don't make it to the promised land, but because it was legit, let's say you just stop at 0. But if you did the illegitimate, you could have stopped at -7. I'd rather be at fucking 0 trying some shit than at -7 trying some shit.
That's facts. That's facts. I think that's the thing that people, you know, like I said, not just even just trying to obtain shit quickly, just even people that just say fuck it. Like, you get discouraged so many times for wanting to do shit, but as soon as you stop, that's when you start to become another object in your way. You start to become that instead of trying to move. Like, and I get it. I understand that sometimes discouragement can turn into depression. Motherfuckers will literally fall into a whole they'll have a mental breakdown because of so many times they tried and so many times they tried to do this and that, and then ultimately become another stopping point for themselves. But I do believe in people continuing to move forward and continuing to try, knowing the circumstances of where we live. So if that's another thing. When you know where we are, it's not a surprise where we live. It's not a surprise how people move. Racism isn't a surprise. Motherfuckers who are just plain evil isn't a surprise. So you're gonna run into that shit when you want to do shit. A lot of people like, yo, I got this idea. I'm trying to push this business. I'm trying to push this product. You're going to run into motherfuckers who will try to stop you from doing your shit all the fucking time. But one thing you have to remember is that you didn't go to everybody. Not everybody knows who you are. Not everybody knows your product. Not everybody knows your business. So as long as you remember that the avenues in the fucking market is still open, no matter how many times you fail, I think that's enough encouragement for somebody to continue to keep pushing what it is that they're doing.
I agree. And we put half-ass effort in the shit.
Yeah.
So imagine if I had a t-shirt, one t-shirt, and I sit at home and I post it over and over, buy my shirt, buy my shirt, buy my shirt. And I got the same 1,000 followers. The ones that was going to buy the shirt bought the motherfucking shirt.
Right.
The ones, them same 1,000, don't give a fuck that you posted it again.
Mm-hmm.
But if I take that shirt, if I take 5 of those shirts on my shoulder and go hit the streets, just out of people saying, man, here, bro, fuck it. You came and asked me to buy it. I got that same 15 in my pocket or 10 in my pocket or 20. Here, bro. And imagine you selling 5 shirts a day. $100 a day, you chilling.
Yeah.
Because you put effort. You call yourself putting effort by posting it 1,000 times to the same 1,000 motherfuckers.
Right.
You spinning your wheels. You running it on a treadmill.
No, that's a fact.
So we always point and look to why something ain't working. It's always, the answer is always you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's always gonna point back to you. I know that about my life, and I know that about myself. I know all my failures are my fault.
Yeah.
You did? I know everything I did well was because I put proper effort into it. Let me go into my YouTube channel, and that's an example.
We got Uncle Jeff in the motherfucking chat.
Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah.
Hey, dig this. Player for Life, I started in like the December of 2015. I was bullshitting, bro. Mm-hmm. I probably posted 20 videos the whole 2016. I might have posted 20 videos. Out of them 20, I started getting a lot of subscribers, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And then the next year, by like the year 3, I had like 2,000 something subscribers, barely posting. I was probably posting 30, 40 videos a year.
Yeah.
It's cats that got 400 videos year 1.
Right.
I didn't do that. And just when COVID hit, I said, let me start making videos. Let me take this shit serious.
Yeah.
I went from about 3,400 at the beginning of COVID to 7,000 something.
Right.
In 1 year of being consistent and putting effort in.
Yeah.
I could have had 30, 40,000 if I put effort in
back in
2016.
Yeah.
And then when I start seeing the checks, I'm like, with just this amount of subscribers, I can actually get an income of this?
Yep.
Let me tell y'all something about a rental property. If you have a rental property, it is good if you can see $300 a month netted. Mm-hmm. That is good. So sometimes you get 5, sometimes it depends. Sometimes you can get more than that. But if you got a rental property that's paying for everything, putting a little aside for repairs, and still giving you a net of like $300-400 a month, that's a good rental property.
Yeah.
So if you got a YouTube channel that's giving you $500 a month on the low end, that's a rental property. That's one more thing that you barely got to put effort into that's going to yield you $500. Now, let's say you got 2 channels. Let's say you got 4-5 houses. All of a sudden, you got $3,000-4,000 a month coming in that you did not really work for.
Mm-hmm.
On top of anything else you do. Small W's. Enough small W's equals one big ass W.
Yeah.
You did? Everything ain't gonna work. But if you putting enough effort into certain things and consistency, there's no way the shit ain't gonna do something. Well, I wrote a book. That shit'll give me $25-30 a month without doing nothing. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, if you do enough consistent work and you don't give yourself excuses on why something ain't working. Black folks don't support black folks. Ask white folks to buy your shit.
Yeah.
They want to be down, right?
Right. I was just about to say.
Be down, motherfucker. Buy this.
They with the culture. They respect the culture.
Why
right?
is you in the poorest part of your town trying to sell some shit to them?
Yeah.
Why don't you go to fucking Beverly Hills, motherfucker, or
Jeff,
wherever that part of town is in your town?
Jeff Brown said AP is describing passive income. This is how you build wealth.
Correct. And that's remember what I said earlier about owning your own time.
Yeah.
The more work for it, the more time you own for yourself.
Yeah.
Kwame Brown talk about all I gotta do is go cut the grass or go get up and, he's making these statements because he don't gotta go do a show.
Right.
We look at Matt Barnes and Homeboy like they successful. They have to go do that show. They are in breach of contract if they don't go do that fucking show.
Yeah. That's a fact.
They can not only lose money that they were making, they can lose money that they have if they're sued, because that show said we were slighted to make an extra $4,000 or $4 million. We need that $4 million.
Yep. That's a fact.
And now money that they had is gone. Fuck what they was finna make. So our perception of who winning and who losing is ridiculous. Cause your win might be, I only need a house in the woods. I might want to live the high life in a penthouse. I might want that, and that's
Right.
okay. But whatever it is that you truly want and desire, there's ways to get it without taking nobody out. You know what I'm saying? Doing it the slow and easy route.
Well, that's a good segue into now the YouTube channels, because this is where everybody knows you from in the internet realm, so to speak,
Okay.
in the YouTube realm. So when we get to A Player for Life, you said you started that just bullshitting. So when you get to the 3Gs podcast, what made you want to start that second channel?
Bullshitting.
Bullshit. Okay. Bullshitting again. I was just bullshit.
Hey, me and my guys, cause again, YouTube was not my bread and butter.
Yeah.
YouTube was actually, I watch it. I'm a YouTuber because I'm in the world of
Same.
YouTube. I watch
Same.
YouTube. I'm
That's
a
a fact.
commenter. I'm a
Yep.
super chatter.
Yep.
I enjoy this form of entertainment. So but I also seen a lot of fakers. And I said, I believe that I have more to offer than these faking ass people.
Right.
Let me make a channel. Because my technical side of the game is lacking so much. I already know I could do more. Again, the reason I don't have 100K, I know why.
Yeah.
Because I'm bullshit. But
Right.
I'm just saying, the second channel came because me and my guys was kicking it more, talking more.
Yeah.
My childhood guys. And we said, dawg, let's make a channel. I knew what I was making off the other channel. I said, we don't need that many subscribers. We can get some subscribers.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, we going to have fun. We hit gold talking about Corey.
Yep.
Boom, it started clicking. We had a good chemistry that would have probably pushed us quicker and further. That fell apart,
Yeah.
but we're going to keep it rolling, because why would we stop this new form of passive income
Yeah.
when it's something we don't mind doing anyway? I can call my nigga and talk on the phone for an hour and a half. So why not do it on live for the people?
No, that's a fact, and we definitely we gonna definitely get to all that too, because everybody watched the 3Gs podcast, and you guys started to really push through the YouTube channels when you guys like you said started to talk about Corey in those situations. Ironically, same type of situation happened on y'all show. So maneuvering through shit like that, like I said, that's one of those things where, say, something's working out, you doing some shit, and then all of a sudden you hit one of those blocks. It could have been one of those things where that discouraged you and made you be like, man, this shit ain't gonna work, or it might work. I don't know, man. Fuck this show. I ain't trying to do it no more. Nah, when you really understand something you want to do and you actually enjoy what you do and you actually want to push that thing forward, you find ways to keep it pushing.
Well, I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't think either one of us looked at YouTube like we want to be YouTubers.
Yeah.
That was not our intention. That is still not my intention. I don't want to. I know the slander that come with being in the public eye.
Yep.
I got thick skin, but I still got kids too. I don't want this shit to go left on me one day. It can go left too easy.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But I also, again, it when I see it can yield what a house can yield, when I don't gotta fix roofs, I don't gotta change water heaters, I don't gotta deal with tenants, I just gotta talk shit, which I'm good at a couple days a week. It's a no-brainer to keep it moving. And if it ever did yield much more, I would just reinvest that money into shit, like I said, land and houses, physical assets.
In the way you're properly supposed to do things when you actually want to make some real legit income.
This is what I would want. I would want 3Gs to start popping hard enough where Pac G can splinter off and start another channel that we all support. That Meech starts another channel that we all support. That more people start supporting Black GMS. That because why not? I'm entertained by all of these people and all of these conversations. So now we got multiple avenues making XYZ a month. Getting a bill or two paid. Why not do that? It's room for everybody. You know, not everybody is entertaining or, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody has a clear point of view. But I'm just saying if we did it like that and then took that money and invested in physical, you know, assets. Let's say it all goes away. Let's say YouTube stops it and says, fuck y'all.
Because
we're only going to hand select who gets to be on the platform. Or some slander shit happens and now you don't want that smoke. You like, I got to get the fuck out of here. But you at least accumulated something and you took that money, put it in something that's going to keep paying you. It's just one more opportunity until it's not. Those red boxes where you could rent the DVD from, they came and they went. They had a very successful run financially. But they're going to be obsolete.
Netflix came in and whooped their motherfucking ass. That's why.
But look, YouTube will be obsolete one day.
Everything. I mean, pretty much everything. Whenever something new happens, man, everything will eventually become that. Even when it comes to the what? Which one?
Except for physical assets.
Property, yes. Property, land,
ownership,
all that shit.
Ownership, not rentership.
Right.
Even your car, if it's paid off and it's over a certain year, it's still an asset if it's paid off. I ain't suggesting you buy no new cars with cash. That's not what the fuck I'm saying.
Right.
I'm saying when you own something, it can be leveraged for money or value at any given time.
So I have we have a question for you, AP, from Hazel Eyes. I don't know if it's for both of us, but I'm gonna direct it towards you. What would you tell someone who doesn't have or know their niche or their niche or what direction to go in as far as finding that passive income that works for them?
Trial and error worked for me, but I wouldn't suggest that either. Because there's some shit I wish I didn't do. But when it comes to passive, if you don't have a whole lot of know-how, I think your safest bet is 401k. And probably houses. This is what I would suggest. How about this? Because this is what got me started. This is the game I was given at 18, but didn't chose to use until I was much older. The house, your first house, this for everybody, is not your dream house. Your first house is an investment, and it is meant to eventually either pay for your lifestyle or help pay for your lifestyle or just to become an investment for you. So GMS, let's say you don't own a house. You get your credit right and you get your first house. Instead of you buying a nice, cute little house for you and your family, you buy a multifamily, live on one side, live for free. Now everything you do is extra. You living for free. Then when you move from that house, keep it. Now you rent both sides. You know, now you got more income coming in that you didn't have to work for. That second house of yours, let's say you 29 at this point. Don't sell it. Rent that motherfucker and go get the third house. By the time you 45, you can go get that $500,000 house. You have enough properties to pay for that $500,000 house. Any other investments you might have made. And now you 45, you know what I'm saying? Like this.
Relax.
But nobody tells you that. They think you're supposed to be rich now. A lot of these actors been lying about their age. How about that? How about y'all looking at 40-year-olds doing good, but they telling you they 29? You think you got to catch up to a 29-year-old. That nigga got grandbabies.
They gotta sell an illusion, man. That's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of your favorite artists too, like, you know, even the young ones that are out here doing this shit, they're not making a lot of money. They have the shit that looks like they're making a lot of money, but they still owe.
They're
all
hoes.
these people are all these people are still under contracts. They still owe their labels money. The labels, of course, don't look at them crazy because they're gonna get they're gonna get their money back.
Jay-Z is credited for having street money when he came into the rap game.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a fact.
He's credited for that. All of the stories of those people involved says that he was the homie.
Mm-hmm.
And they used their money to give the talent the jewelry, the bottles, and the imagery.
To get the look, because everybody would have paid attention to that.
So was he the money man?
See, that's the thing.
Go ahead.
I can't say for sure, because
Me neither.
I don't know for sure. But if that's what motherfuckers have said, then you can't say. Who knows? Because it's happened.
Everybody's
it's happened.
story
That's a fact
seems to
that things
sound
have
the
happened
same.
like that.
But again, that's the point I'm trying to make. Is that they dangle the carrot. The carrot is that actor, that athlete that's under weird ass funny contracts too.
Yeah.
That you know, that person that was put in front of you is the carrot that you're chasing because you want to be that guy.
Yeah.
That dude behind him with the plain little t-shirt on, the little weird ass little loafer pants, you know, little loafer shoes, looking like nobody. He got all the money. He looking at that individual rapper just like a house or like a YouTube channel. It's a check. This is a passive income for me. He do all the fucking rapping and dancing, and I get my money every month.
That's how that one nigga that was running with 6ix9ine was doing. That shoddy dude.
Because he, again, much older.
Yeah.
He got the game.
He knew.
No
what
one
the
tell
niggas
us
was doing
about the
these days.
dude. No one tells us about the dude in the back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell people now. Be the dude in the back.
I've been way more interested in being the nigga in the background because I know them motherfuckers make a lot of money, and they also know how to keep that shit because they are always needed. When you're the face of something, you're not always needed. That's something that people don't even understand right there. You're not always needed because there's going to be somebody else who will eventually be hotter, better, pulls more money, pulls more fans. It don't matter what you did or your legacy. You being in the forefront, you being the face of something will not always matter. You will get replaced. But the niggas in the background trying to run this shit, the niggas that be working the stage lights, the sound guy, the fucking the dude who be running to get you fucking all, just a whole bunch of shit. Even if you're the producer in the back, you're the writer in the back. You're the person that is needed because these people really, they're really the ones that make the ship run.
And I'm trying to say, be the person that put all those people together.
Yep.
Be the one who say, I'm going to hire a producer, hire some writers, go find somebody popping online
Is that like a
for
Lauren
something
Michaels?
stupid. They got the numbers, even though they don't got no talent whatsoever.
Yeah.
The writer gonna write for them. The producer gonna produce for them. They already got their audience.
That's the nigga
Now
that
when
run
they put
SNL.
good music out, who that sound like? Cardi B? Eazy-E?
Yeah.
Listen, they made Eazy-E.
Yeah.
They made Cardi B.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of other artists were made the exact same way. GMS, you write well and you produce, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Find you a popping ass young person, preferably in that, that later teen, 16, 17,
Yep.
that's lit
Yep.
online
Yep.
in Minnesota. He already got an audience, or he or she. Put them a project together.
Yeah.
Pay for the video.
Mm-hmm.
They just they want clout. They don't even, I ain't saying cheat them. I'm just saying, let's be partners, young man or young woman. And then You put them out. GMS, you ain't got to never drop your own shit no more. And if you do, you going to do it like Baby did it. You did?
I had to think about that for a second.
But you get what I mean,
yeah,
though. Like, whenever you get ready,
exactly
you the man now.
Hell yeah.
You put out, you found the next Justin Bieber, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
this is the mindset that has been escaped from the black community.
Yeah.
We have been the workers for far too long. You should be hiring the workers. You can say you a contract. I can start a contracting company and I don't know how to fix shit.
Yeah.
I just find the electrician, find the carpenter, find the, the heating and cooling dude. Or, you know what I'm saying? I just find these people, put them together, put them under contract. Now I can go get a big ass bid. I can put a bid in for $1 million bid. Now my crew come in, boom. I pay them well, and I walk away with the rest. It's so much game that's not given, or people think it's very hard to do. No, not at all.
So now with that being said, well, first of all, I want to read some of this shit that some of the people said. They've been saying some interesting shit. Jeff said,
I ain't answering none of your questions. Go ahead.
No, you did. Jeff said, lease what depreciates, and buy what appreciates. He also said, read Bob Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah, I was given that book at 18 and didn't read it till I was damn near 28.
Really?
Yeah. And I should have fucking read it at 18.
He said they're rich struggling if that's a thing. COVID killed their tour money, aka their paychecks. For a lot of the faces. But as far as that whole conversation goes, the thing about being a person in the forefront, like, it's cool if you want to be that person. It's cool if you want to, be the famous motherfucker, the nigga that want clout, whatever the case may be. But if you a motherfucker that actually wants to build wealth and actually build something for your family, you got to think beyond your ego. You got to think beyond your wants and your infatuation with wanting to be famous and wanting to have millions of dollars within the first week of doing some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the best. I feel like that's some of the best shit that we can tell someone who's younger, who isn't trying to, who has a short attention span. A lot of these motherfuckers have short attention spans. That's why motherfuckers can't make whole albums anymore with fucking 20 songs. They got to come out with the EPs and the mixtapes and the albums that got fucking 8 to 10 songs on them and shit, because ain't nobody finna listen to all that shit. Or if you come out with saying some shit.
Not at once.
Yeah, and how they talk about the algorithms when it comes to platforms like Instagram and like TikTok and shit. They said the videos that get watched the most are the 15-second ones, not the 30 seconds or the minute one. Like, it's a short attention span the way that they format shit. So it's like, how do you get to one of the younger kids out here to try to talk to them and try to give them a lot of information without them losing you in between telling them that shit?
Quite honestly, man, I struggle with that with my nephews, nieces, and even some of my kids. But the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Eventually, they going to realize, like, we wasn't lacking for shit. Let me find out what exactly is the recipe. Mama's cooking.
Right.
let me find out why my life was comfortable. What was, and along the way, you just, you plant the seed and you just water it. You can't force it on nobody.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think people's desires to have a lot and want a lot, a lot of people would never stop that chase until they get a taste of it.
Right.
That desire for it is going to be there until they get a taste for it. That's why when people get a taste of it, they get disillusioned. Like, this the shit I was sacrificing and going through hell for. Yeah. And this ain't even shit. So you got to let people go through that, because I don't think they'll never not try until they know that they chasing, again, that carrot don't taste as good as they thought it would. But I think ultimately people gotta learn to not need the attention or the validation of other people. I don't know how that's gonna happen.
That's
like if I'm eating steak and lobster at the house, but nobody know it, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I want them to know I'm eating good in the motherfucker over here. We gotta stop that attitude, bro.
I want people to know I'm eating good in the motherfucker.
But you gotta have it in you, which is not easy. I don't have that answer. I would like more young people to get it sooner.
Yeah.
That your surroundings is all that really matters. Not social media, not what the world think. Because guess what? You can look like a hell of a motherfucker to the world, but your children look at you like a bitch. Your wife or your mama even look at you like, my son ain't shit. My son is a broke ass, bum ass nigga.
Yeah.
But he online looking like a hell of a motherfucker.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Hell
so we need to have the integrity to say, man, I need to know I'm holding it down.
Right.
You know, it's too many people that's happy with looking like money and not having none.
Well, that's because a lot of people aren't comfortable with themselves. They trying to get comfortable. They think that this shit makes them feel comfortable. That's why a lot of motherfuckers don't understand when they actually get in the shits and actually start, like you said, get a taste of some shit. They'll fuck around and be like, man, this isn't what I thought. It should never be what you think. If you don't know about a situation, never go in thinking you know some shit. Never go in thinking that you know everything that's finna happen, because I was one of those people that, you know, of course, starting out making music, I was real infatuated with the life behind it. I was seeing people who I was fans of living this certain life and doing all this cool shit, posting up these vlogs and shit like, yo, we on the road, we touring, motherfuckers smoking on the bus, doing all this fun shit, not realizing this 15-minute, 20-minute clip does not describe the multiple 24 hours of days these motherfuckers have to experience. You know, there's multiple motherfucking moments where these people have to sit there on this bus, long ass drives. They got to sit here, wait for their fucking show to happen. They've been sitting somewhere in the city all day.
Bro,
can't go
buses
nowhere.
break down.
Yeah. Motherfuckers hit
All
a whole
kind of
turkey
shit
one
happen.
time. I seen it. The motherfuckers hit a turkey. The whole shit stopped. Now you late for the show. Now you late for this. The promoter pissed off. The fans pissed. You only got to do 30 minutes instead of doing a whole hour of the show. It's a whole bunch of shit, bro.
Then you gotta perform like you happy to be there.
Exactly.
That's where all the drugs and all the shit they take come from. They like, give me some shit. What you got in your town, nigga? We do crack in this motherfucker. Now,
one thing I learned that fucked me up, bro, is learning that the bigger you get, the more shit that has to come out of your pocket when it comes to you performing, your merch, all that shit. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of your biggest artists, Drake, Nicki, all these motherfuckers that perform in arenas, a lot of these people have to pay for their stage sets, because the label's like, yeah, you know, you big and everything, but you want a big, like Travis Scott, you want a big ass hawk on your stage to stand on while you perform so you can turn up. You gonna have to pay for that, motherfucker. But the fact that it works for certain people and it continues to generate them money and business and shit like that, they can do shit like that. But it don't work like that for everybody.
Correct.
Motherfuckers can make almost up to like Drake probably makes like $500,000 a show. But how much of that money that you just made from that show went into your production that you ultimately have to, even if your label does pay for that, you have to pay that back. That's in your contract. A lot of people don't know that. And then they'll fuck up and think, man, I'm about to live this glamorous ass life. I'm finna be famous as fuck. Meanwhile, you stressing your motherfucking ass out, not knowing you have to do all this shit behind it. The richer you get, the more problems you have. That is not a cliche. That's facts.
That is fact. It's responsibility. And with money comes, this is what money makes most people, a target.
Yep.
For leeching ass family, leeching ass women, predatorial entrepreneurs.
Yep.
You're going to have a whole lot of motherfuckers trying to ask you to put in on some shit.
Right.
And then say you on some, you know, you selfish or you on some bullshit or you don't help black folks, all kind of shit because you don't believe in they dumbass little scheme they got.
You got some money now, so you think you tight.
Bro, you came to me with this stupid ass rib shop barber shop combination, nigga. Ain't nobody trying to eat ribs while they getting their hair cut, motherfucker. This stupid ass idea that you.
He said, "Nigga sprinkling dandruff on my ribs and shit, bitch." You don't
I'm
give a
just
fuck.
saying, bro. That ain't even sanitary. You trying to come with this stupid ass idea? So
He said,
I'm
but
just
you got
saying,
the money.
people have no idea until they have an idea.
Right.
That's why I said the true wealth is health and your time.
Right.
Look to own your time, not to own possessions. Then you'll be happy because now you ain't forced to do nothing. Everything you doing now is by choice.
So, with all the knowledge that you have now and where you are today in life, as far as the different things that you are choosing to do, different avenues that you want to go down, what is it? What's next for the 3Gs podcast, Player for Life channel, you and your personal life? Excuse me. What is it that now you wanna achieve, and what your goal is, and what's the end goal for you?
Retirement is my game plan, and I'm gonna share it with y'all because I'm happy with myself. It's a lot of people doing better, and there's a lot of people doing worse. So I'm very proud of myself. But at 45 years old, I plan on not working unless it's for one of my children. I will work for one of my kids, or I might work with one of my kids doing something that we want to do. But I want to be retired and kick back at 45. So the plan is I got 3 cribs, and then the one I live in, I'm going to rent this out after I leave it.
Right.
And I want actually 5 to 6 single family homes.
Yeah.
A building with a storefront and apartments on top. And that's when I'm going to kind of cool it on real estate.
Yeah.
There are annoyances when it comes to real estate.
Yeah.
But if you do it right with the right properties and you got them mostly paid off, or a couple that are paid off, you in good waters.
Right.
So by 45, that should be the bare minimum. With as far as YouTube, I'm gonna let this ride itself to wherever it goes. Yeah. Hopefully I can make Player for Life get me a house.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can make 3Gs get me a house to add to what I just said.
Yeah.
So if I can do that, both of those 2 channels served me very well.
And I believe that you do well on these channels enough to just as you grow, man, the more motherfuckers gonna come through. As the show grows, production grows, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I still work. Yeah. And my job is one that I don't mind. If you don't work, you don't eat. Right. For all you people that act like I ain't trying to work for this man, you working for yourself.
Yeah.
When you sign a contract to work somewhere, it was about some labor that you agreed that you could do, and that pay was enough for you. If you didn't negotiate your pay, that's your fucking fault. But if you said that I don't mind doing this for XYZ amount of money, you're hiring yourself to a company. But while you're there, you're supposed to be getting that money for yourself and your own aspirations.
Exactly.
So by 45, I could leave my job, have enough properties to pay for the new home that I intend on purchasing. I do plan on buying, if not completely paying off right away, the home that I plan to retire in. I have such a fat down payment that I can manage very well. So the houses I accumulate is to pay for my retirement home. From 45, I don't give a fuck if I don't do shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if I don't achieve shit, do shit. If nobody see me again, I'm kicking my motherfucking feet back. Because I seen too many of my guys not even make it to 30.
Yeah.
You dig? And I watched my father, who was well educated, who his troubles in life, he died with nothing. But let me give you the one game that I failed to mention so far.
Yeah.
Aside from the few properties I intend on holding down and keeping and passing on, life insurance.
Yeah.
No matter what the fuck I do or don't do, when I die, that has value for my kids. and and eventually grandchildren. So I did my fucking job while I was here.
Yeah, you did.
Because when I'm gone, not only did they get something handed to them, they were given game, they were given love, and they were given a direction. What they choose to do with it is completely on them, but I took the football and I ran it as far as I could run it. Oh, now it's up to them to run it further. I ran it further than my grandfather and my father. That's what a man, that's all the fuck you supposed to be doing. Not looking like money, not being cute. Even if your father left you nothing, then you better have something.
Yeah.
It's too many kids that they parents leave them, they ain't even get a fucking bike out of the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I did my job, bro. I don't have aspirations beyond this point other than to make it to retirement. If I die with what I have now, I'm satisfied.
Man, I think for one, beautifully put, perfectly put. That's the way it's supposed to be. When you have kids, at that point, you aren't just working for yourself. You want to make sure not only that you live comfortably, but your family does. I always talk about generational wealth. That shit is important to me. That's one thing as a whole, as a people, that we need to really, really instill in the family is generational wealth. We don't have enough people who leave shit for their kids like the other side does. A lot of them kids don't have to work for shit, and we see that through lifetime because we didn't know back then that it was because of, for one, how their parents set shit up for them. You know what I'm saying? Their parents made sure that they used that shit. Right. So I think that is, first of all, that's a great place to end it at for sure. Shout outs, first and foremost, shout out to you, man, for giving me the time to interview you and to poke through some of the aspects of your life and see, the type of person that you are and who you are today, man. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience, brother.
Well, I'm glad you cared enough to know me to do it, but if you ever want to bring me on for detailed stories,
oh yeah,
that's another story. But I'm glad we did it this way because I like to leave people with more than they expected.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, things got to happen organically, brother. And I think that's exactly where this interview has led us, man. And I think it was very insightful. One thing the most important thing about this was I wanted some people to learn some shit. I wanted some motherfuckers to get some game. And, I see that in the chat right now. Appreciate the game given. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you got a lot of knowledge and a lot of things, a lot of jewels that you're able to drop to motherfuckers, which is why I do not only appreciate the 3Gs podcast, but the Player for Life shit, because you do be speaking some real shit on there. It's not just the 3Gs podcast. It's all around the board. You still make sure that you leave some people with some shit and make sure you kind of readjust the mind in a different way. A lot of people will sit back and hear some shit like, oh man, motherfuckers is really cowards. No, you have to listen to what somebody is saying. Listen to how somebody is talking about the situation. What is it that motherfuckers is really hiding from? What is it that motherfuckers is holding themselves back from? It's easy to blame other motherfuckers. But is it easy to sit back and really look at yourself and figure out what it is that you're doing that you're fucking up with? Yeah, we have obstacles. Yeah, we have a bunch of roadblocks. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that is potentially going to hold us back, but our mentality and the way that our work ethic works, how we put that all together, and how you mix that in with the natural born resilience that we have in our DNA, we are unstoppable. So once again, AP, man, appreciate you, man, your insight, man. Appreciate you for coming on the show and letting me interview you, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat for pulling up and everybody's insight in here, man. Jeff, I see you, man. Appreciate you for pulling up as always. Yo, this is the AP interview on the GMS show. Y'all have a wonderful motherfucking night.
Peace.